highlifeng.com. It's Abama on the beat.
Igbo bibo ekene mono. Igbo mono nze. Igbo mono ozo. What's going on, people? It's your boy again, Yagazi. If this is your first time on this channel, thank you for stopping by. Greetings to you all. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on wherever you're watching me from. I'm the brain behind this channel. And the premise of this channel is to demystify some of the evil narratives that have been maliciously targeted at African spirituality, Igbo spirituality. So we aim to unravel some of these layers of complexity and then change the trajectory of the narrative. So if you like what this is all about, if you like what I'm about, please give consideration. Not just to like, but subscribe and then hit the bell icon so that every time that I upload a new content, you then get notified. We started a couple of weeks ago by asking if African spirituality or Igbo spirituality is dark, evil, diabolical. So let's say this is a continuation of that video. But I think it's fair to give kudos to whom kudos is due, to pour veneration to one and only true God, which is part of our custom, before we then delve into the conversation of today. Tawo Ubochi Ori. I will make an echuko kikechuko abiama. Ekpesala ọgwụ. Chukwu kere mmadụ kama na onye kere amaro. Wee sị gị bịa were aja. Bịa nara aja ekene ka na. Na-agọrọ Igbo bụ Igbo ọfọ n'ụbọchị taa. Anya na-afọ m, ntị na-ege m. Nsị n'ụbọchị taa bịa mara ọnụ mma. Ọmaka ya emere ọnụ ncha. Ma mụ nwakwara. Ndụ nka. Na anyị ada na-ejere obodo na nara obodo. Anyị edu ude n'ife ya dị na ndụ anyị. N'ihe ọma nọdị n'elu nọ ya dara anyị. Ọnọdụ n'ala si na oyi pụ ume. Ọnọdụkwana na mmiri si na oyi si n'elu. Maka na asị na oji nke nwata woni aka enu. Ọkwa n'aka fụbi ofu owotu oye n'ala. Onye jikwara ọnụ na ya ewotu aka mgbe site na mgbe na-aga ọfọ si na site n'ike nke dị n'ọfọ. Si n'ọfọ ya kotu aka ahụ ka oke nke anyị wee dara anyị. na ihe dịka echi aha agwụ agwụ. Anyị azụ ka afịa, anyị ana ka afịa. Kakaka ya mai jijija ya mai. Anyị gbuo onye anyị ebute ihe ọma, gbuo n'azụ bute ihe ọma, gbuo n'aka nne bute ihe ọma, gbuo n'aka ekpe bute ihe ọma. Na ọkpa anyị eduba anyị ebisi anyị a na-atọ, maka na osimiri ahụ eri onye ọ na-afọrọ akpa. Ọfọ ndụ ka nna agọ n'isi onye ọbụla si na onye ebi ndụ, bie ndụ n'ọfụma, bikakwa ya nka. Onye chọrọ n'iju na-amụ ije nsi na ya akụ mgbọrọ, onye na-echekwa n'ihe ọjọọ ya eme ụnụ nsi na ya dachi ụzọ. Ọ ya dịra nche niile na mma n'afọ nọ n'ụbọchị anọ n'afa Chukwu ekekere n'egwe n'ụwa n'ọdịnala ise. Welcome back, guys. On the last video that I did, I left us with a question. If African spirituality, if Igbo spirituality is evil, is it dark, is it diabolical? I think it's down to individuals, perhaps personal experience or experiences, to draw the conclusion. Is African spirituality dark, evil? I would love to negotiate that question from the angle of Igbo spirituality. Ọdịnala Igbo. In case if you don't know, I think it's going to help our understanding. To establish this, that Igbo spirituality predates the religion of the invaders. And this is a historical fact. With that understanding, we can then leverage, because I believe it's fair with that understanding to conclude that Igbo spirituality, it's also a language that its voice needs to be heard, just like every other religion of the modern days that resonates with you. Igbo spirituality should equally be given the same credence, just like every other religion. Yes. Since the advent of Christianity, it seems like the Igbo spirituality have lost his place in the league of other religion of the modern days, the contemporary days. if I'm to rephrase that, it's like the voice of Igbo spirituality is on a decline. Why? Because of the malicious description of that practice. Igbo spirituality has been maliciously described as dark and evil. And guess what? Including me, my generation, subscribed to that. I once did. And that is not the only generation. The generation before me, my parents did. The generation before them or theirs did. So this concept, this propaganda is deeply rooted into the fibers, into the core of our beings and our collective knowledge when it comes to religion. We subscribed to that. The painful part for me is we blindly subscribed to something that we don't even know. Our parent did. Their parents did. And some of us as well, when we become a parent, we will equally pass down the same concept into our children. And that explains why Igbo spirituality seems to be on a decline. Because we are enabling the propaganda by passing it down to generation. And it keeps growing. The wider or the broader it grows, the deeper the decline is. We blindly accepted that. We subscribed to that without asking. Let's just be logical for a few minutes. Let's say a case is being brought before a court of competence. You have two individuals contending over whatever the problem is or the issue is. The judge, in the right state of mind, the judge that is logical enough to promote fair hearing will do what? Will listen to the both sides of the argument. Is that correct? Yes. Individual A will come and say blah blah blah, whatever, his case is that he's pushing for or she is pushing for, and tender the evidence supporting their case. And the other party will also come, put their case forward before the court of competence with their own evidence. It is not down to the court or the juries based on the evidence before them to then decide who is on the wrong and who is on the right, who needs to be acquitted and who is guilty. That is what warfare trial is all about. But in the context of what we are discussing today, I don't think there was a fair trial or a fair hearing when it comes to Igbo spirituality or African spirituality in general. I was only told that it was evil and dark. I wasn't given any reason. And when you then start asking questions, guess what they do? They shut you off. Nobody wants to dive into that. Nobody wants to engage you in that conversation because it's too sensitive. And we need to start talking about it. Because then if you don't talk about that, you can't even understand, let alone starting to trace your ancestral lineage. They don't want to engage us at all. They don't want to talk about it. The moment you bring that up, you're an evil child. You are an evil child. You don't need to go and open up a wound that is healing or almost healed. But we need to. Because we are asking questions, we want to know. We now live in Aquarius age. It is a time of enlightenment. And so we are curious. We want to know. But nobody wants to talk about it. They would rather sweep it under the carpet and ask you to move on with your life. Ask you not to start asking those. They won't encourage that conversation. Definitely not. I'm sure a lot of people will align with this, especially when you have African parents or have African parentage. But guess what? Igbo spirituality is powerful. Igbo spirituality is potent. And it's not a pushover. How do you mean it's not a pushover? I'm glad you asked. Before one can delve into the practice of Igbo spirituality, there are some basic ideology and principles one needs to understand and give consideration to. Firstly, truth. Yes. Anyone that wants to practice Igbo spirituality must, at all times, stick to the truth. Which means truth is life. Even some of the doctrines of the religion of the invader stipulates that. It says, ye shall know the truth, and it will do what? Set you free. Yes. So anyone coming into Igbo spirituality must be what? Truthful, and must stick to the truth at all times. It's not a practice for somebody whose intention is to defraud, deceive, or mislead people. No. You cannot approach Igbo spirituality with falsehood, because if you do, you will pay dearly. You will face the consequence or the consequences. In this episode of your life or thereafter, because life continues. You cannot run away from that. There is no other way. For whatsoever you sow, that you will reap. Oboso ahabanariana noso. Regardless of how fast you can run, you cannot run away from the land. No. Second of all, in Igbo spirituality, it's a common knowledge that the world is cosmos. And not a chaos. So anyone that wants to disturb the cosmic equilibrium or balance of this practice would pay dearly to fix it. How do I mean? When you do evil, when you do good, guess what comes back to you? Good. When you do good, good comes back to you. And when you do evil, evil comes back to you. So you did evil, and you're now being paid back in your own coin. Because of the consequence of your evil action. You are now running your mouth to say Igbo spirituality is dark and evil. No, it's not pushover. Not like other religion that you can commit atrocity with so much impunity. A lot of us listening to me can align with that. Some of this religion you do the unthinkable, and you get away with it. Some of you guys, which I was part in the previous, will go and get up to no good. You then go to Sunday. Lifting holy hands to you say, you are holy. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah to you, the King. You're right. So what all the religion encourages when it comes to African spirituality, Igbo spirituality, they don't encourage that. You must be truthful at all times. You cannot approach that practice with the wrong intention, with the wrong motive. With the sole purpose to deceive, defraud, and mislead people. Because if that's the intention, that is not a practice for you. It's not a practice in the sense that you mess up, you get paid back in your own coin. And because that practice does not leave room for nonsense, you now think that is evil and dark. It is not. It's not dark. It's not evil. Just that you're too evil and you're not willing to change your ways. You're too selfish that you want to approach Igbo spirituality with the intention of what you can get from it. You don't want to be honest. So, anyway, I'm sure you get the gist. That's me done, right? This, it's not a practice for anyone whose intention is to defraud, deceive, or mislead people. No. You cannot approach Igbo spirituality with falsehood. It is a practice that you have to stick to the truth at all times. Because when you stand by the truth, the universe will stand with you. When you stand by the truth, you stand to gain a lot beyond you can even ask for. So, I will conclude with this. I'll leave you guys to think about it. Tell me what you think. My view may not necessarily reflect your view or opinion about this. But let me know what you think. You can drop the comments below. But as for me, I think Igbo spirituality is not dark. Neither is it evil, as it was wrongly portrayed. And it's a voice, a language that its voice must be heard, which is the essence of this platform. To encourage my brothers, my sisters, to come back. Anyway, to stop this ranting, that's me done. If you like what I'm about, please give consideration. Not just to like, but subscribe and also click the bell icon so every time that I upload a new content, you then get notified. Because there's so much we are going to unravel on this channel. I'm not sat here to say that I know it all. I'm not sat here as somebody who is a savvy on this subject matter. But it was not so it's a simple way of saying the right hand washes the left hand washes the right hand. We work together on this to then build ourselves up. So if you like what I'm about, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell icon. You then get notified every time that I upload another video. Until we see again, keep shining. May the universe continue to bless you. Today will be a wonderful day for you guys. You are blessed. You're going out blessed. Coming in blessed. Your food blessed. Everything that you do blessed. Universe will bless you. Nature will not work against you. Peace. I love you guys, and I'll see you some other time. Bye for now.
highlifeng.com. It's Abama on the beat.